Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And well, it is very busy still for me, so this is going to be a short one because all I managed to do is play some EVE Online. A decent amount of EVE Online, I would say. Of course, I did a bit of exploration. That's really what I do after work when I need to relax a little bit. Found some good sites, and of course, I tried the turtle Gila, which is all about getting a lot of shields. I know that there are better options if you want more regen, especially in the rigs. But the idea here was really to build a massive buffer that would also help in the regeneration, although it is not optimal. And that would basically give me enough time to slowly have my weapon systems be like spears thrown out of the turtle formation to slowly take down the enemy's DPS and to just be able to coast through towards the loot at a slow pace. That was my thinking behind building up a Gila that just has a massive amount of hit points. And it did work in the individual, which I think is like the highest DPS test that you can get in high sec when it comes to exploration. Although they did get me down to like 40% shields or something like that. And it is a lot of DPS because they have those loyal type of ships, frigates in there that actually do a lot of damage once they get on their optimal. So a mobile tractor unit is of course going to potentially fix a lot of that. That does mean that I have to take down the loot targets first, which is not always the way I want to go either. And I still haven't found a 4 out of 10 to try the turtle Gila in, so that's gonna be, you know, next. Hopefully I'll do a little bit more exploration and then we try to find that. Next to it, I also did some proving grounds this time with the destroyers. Actually, a viewer gave me a lot of destroyers to try, so I've been doing some of these proving grounds as well. I've won a first match as well, which is a little bit surprising, but it also shows that this is not something where you can outfit the rest or outplay the rest massively if you're unlucky and there's two other guys right next to you and you're the primary target. You're going down pretty much no matter what. But so far I feel like, as expected, this is very accessible, and to me this is decently fun so far in a rather random way. So don't expect this to be something that would become like an esports feeling or anything like that. It's way too much tied to luck in order to get through that. And well, what seems to really be the case in I think going forward here, we can fully expect this to become the meta. It's all about range, damage application and speed. You just basically have to try to outsnipe your opponents as much as possible. And so the Synesis, for instance, with missiles and drones, I mean it's missiles and drones, that's basically the combination that tends to make that the easiest, and it's really all about that. You've got a brawling fits. If you try that, basically you can take down a first target if you can get close enough. But after that, the rest will just know to keep you at range and they'll just snipe you down. So something like the Catalyst and things like that are really going to suffer in the current iteration of this free-for-all destroyer brawl in the proving grounds. But it's really easy, very quick to get into. I mean, I've had waiting times of less than a minute most times, even right after downtime when there's not that many people. And then of course just set your jump clone in the local system, have a couple of destroyers ready, and the filaments were like a couple 10,000 discs, so they are really not the cost. Very, very low barrier of entry, which is actually pretty nice, of course, if you want to try that out for the first time. And so far for me, this has been decently fun to experience, although it's never gonna be fully my cup of tea. Getting into that PvP vibe, I already feel bad about losing these destroyers from other viewers. So I'm really more of a builder type of guy, a high-sec Care Bear if you want. But overall, so far seems to be working, and this feels like it's basically low enough barrier and investment wise that lots of players I think will be enjoying this free-for-all brawl. And it's also not something where you know, just investing billions of ISK is going to basically provide you with a team that's going to win 99% of the time, unless someone goes to the same length of investment as well. Here it's a bit more about luck, which maybe is not for everyone, but that does mean that it's a little bit more fun for newer players and players that don't want to invest massive amounts of ISK or time into these types of things. And then next to that, BPCs, of course. I still actually have to do my run today. I think my BPCs will be ready at the time that I'm recording this video. PI, we're still hoarding all of that. I'm focusing on fuel related PI materials, and so those are really not doing well. The rest of them are staging a little bit of a comeback, but they're staying well below their normal averages. So for me, it's all about hoarding the stuff right now. And then for the future development, well, CCP is gonna roll out lots of new proving ground events. We'll see which ones I want to try to get into, try to have some fun in. But I think just these first two already show that when it comes to more organized fleet battles with groups against each other, you do always run that risk of a group deciding to go all out, get the very best implants, get crazy with the fittings, and that is going to just become a team that steamrolls 90-95%, maybe even 99% of everything else that they're gonna encounter, and that will always feel kind of bad when you're on the receiving end of something like that. And as a result, I do think that my initial thought on these proving grounds, trying to have brackets when it comes to the value of the fits of ships, is going to be something that eventually I think will make their way into these. I really think that there's going to be this typical cry out of players to try and make it more and more fair, which is not necessarily what you want in a sandbox game like EVE Online, but we will see how CCP develops these proving grounds. I think the free-for-alls, though, those are fun as more of a casual thing at the moment, and they're more my cup of tea as well. And that was basically my week in games, guys. A little bit of EVE Online. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.